What's up, guys? This is D Brown with Track Heads, and this is a part 2 of the time trial video that you just saw. As you saw, when I ran in the time trial, my goal was to run 22.5, and instead I ran 23.2. And I think it's very important when you're running track to figure out why you ran the time that you did so that you can self-correct in the next cycle. So I'm going to walk you through about how to analyze your 200-meter dash to set your goals. So check this out. My goal was to run 22.5 in the 200, right? Over here, I have listed the different splits that you would need to run in order to run the 200, okay? Basically, the way that you do that is by taking your PR, or the time that you want to run, and let's say it's 22.5, okay? You divide it by 200, and you get your, you get a number. I don't know what the number is, but you get a number. You put it inside your calculator, it's gonna be like a decimal. It may be like 0.116 or something like that, okay? This is a very important number because if you multiply this, let's say by 150 for 150 meters, you can get the time that you need to run in order to cover that time, all right? So, now that that's out the way, let's look at what the heck I did wrong. So basically, this is what I did wrong. My goal was to run 22.5, okay? In order to run 22.5, I would have had to have come through the 50 in 5.6 seconds, all right? Instead, I came through the 50 at 6.04. Now, mind you, I had a great start, and really it depends on the kind of athlete you are. If you're a great accelerator, you could still hit this time, or you may not even hit this time, because mind you, it's a curve. You're not gonna be able to push it as hard as you possibly can. I got this number by dividing 2.25 by 4, okay? So if it was a 200 meter straight, it would be easy to get this, but it's a curve, so it's a little bit harder. So my time was off. But what I did was I tried to, what you're supposed to do when you're running around the curve is accelerate on the later part of the curve. So if I was running that 22.5, I should have split 11.25. Instead, I ran 11.89. Okay, so I'm already 0.7 off the time that I need to be running in order to reach my goal of 22.5 by the half point of the 200. Okay. Then when we get to the 150, this is the most important thing because as you saw in my previous videos, before I ran the 200 meter time trial, I did a workout that was a 180 and a 150. Okay. In my 150, I ran 16.91 seconds. Okay. In order for me to run that 22.5, I would have had to come through the 150 at 16.8 seconds. What's interesting about this time though, versus the 200 that the 150 that I ran in practice the week before, that 150 was from the middle of the curve all the way to the finish line of the straight. Okay. So instead of it being the whole curve and then half of the straight like you would in a typical race, it was half of the curve and the full straight, which is a whole lot easier, all right? So I would have had to run a faster time than I did in practice in a more disadvantaged way around the track. So that's something that you should keep in mind when you're trying to simulate these things in practice to make sure that it aligns with the kind of effort that you're willing to give in a meet, okay? Instead of running that 16.8, I ran 17.33, all right? So that's 17.33, who knows, it might convert to the 16.9 that I actually ran in practice because I ran the whole curve running this, all right? But I need to run faster. 17.33 is not gonna cut it. I do that in practice, all right? And the fact that I came up in this time trial shows me that that's the reason why I ran 23.2, okay? Looking forward, if you look at that 22.5, on the 180, I ran 20.25. All right, through the 180. On this side, I came through the 180 at 20.7. Again, interestingly enough, when I ran the 180 before that time trial, which I have on YouTube on the video, I ran 20.8. The same day I ran that 16.91 in my 150. All right, so this tells me that I need to run my 180s and my 150s faster in practice, speed endurance wise, because my body was not prepared to run the 22.5 that I was expecting. Sure, I was doing the 60 meter flies and I was doing the turnover work that was needed, But in order to prepare my body to hold that speed throughout the whole course of a 200, you know, I'm gonna have to do more intense speed endurance work and more intense special endurance work so that I can hold my top end speed a little bit longer so that I can hit the necessary splits that I need to do this. There's no doubt in my mind that I can run 16.8. There's no doubt in my mind that I can run 20.25. But just knowing that you can do it and doing it on the track so your body knows are two different things. So, you know, I think this is a really good kind of like a graph or a table for you to visually see the improvements and the necessary things you have to change when analyzing your race. You know, if let's say you're running a 200 and you're trying to break 23, these are the splits that you have to see and you have to kind of mimic in practice. All right, and there's different workouts that you can do that you're going to be seeing on my YouTube as we go along, because I have another time trial coming up and we're going to see, can I go from 23.2 and cross into the 22s after making these adjustments. All right, and again, even with running the 22 flat and running faster, you know, these splits, you have to condition your body to run, you know, just like this in these splits in practice so that it becomes more comfortable in a race. Being able to cross through the 100 at 11 seconds, being able to run the 150 at 16.5 seconds and 19.8 seconds. All right. My PR is 21.86. Okay. When I ran that, I came through the 100 at 11.22 seconds. Okay. I crossed through the 150, 16.38 seconds. Okay. When I went through the 180, I crossed through there 19.5 seconds. And then I finished up my 200 and of course 21.86. All right. So as you can see, just like in my example with the 23.2, it's very important to condition your body to come through, and you have to hit your splits. So when I have my time trial later on this week and you guys are going to see the update, I need to make sure that I'm running my splits so that I can hit my times. And I hope you guys, you know, learn a lot from this table, and definitely snapshot it if you can, screenshot it if you can, so that you guys can break 23 seconds and break whatever goal that you have set for the 200. And this can work for plenty of events. I might go through other events going forward, but definitely take that into account. Without further ado, it's G Brown with Track HEADZ. Stay one track minded. Hope you guys learned a lot. Peace.